right side? Okay, you're the guest. You get to decide.
But yeah, yerbas are solid, man. I like them, but those Celsiuses are almost like too caffeinated. So the one dumb thing I have to do is I have to set a timer because this thing only records in 20-minute intervals. That's Bentley. Bentley usually doesn't like people, but I guess he enjoys the energy. He knows that you're doing me a favor being on my podcast. Yeah, but I was also like hyper aware that I needed to brush my teeth because I gave my coworker a ride to work yesterday. And I picked him up, but we were just hotboxed with his breath, bro. And just the whole like 10-minute ride was just agony. And
honestly, I feel what's the funniest thing is that topic comes up in like a Discord that I often sit in with or like sit in for. Like, I'll just be chilling with some music producer homies and like out of nowhere, just the dentist will come up, and it's happened like 4 times.
Dude, it's a serious thing. It's also like the most expensive fucking thing in the world right now. Like, if you don't have insurance, you have to go get your own fucking dental cleaning. It's $200. It's supposed to do it every 6 months. Like, you don't think that's a car payment for a really shitty car.
I fucking missed my last cleaning. And
Dude, I got it for my birthday, like a year after my insurance expired, because I'm an old fuck. But so Discord's interesting because I think of it like, is that where you like link with a lot of people, or did you learn a lot about music through there?
sort of yes and no. It kind of started with Skype though, back in the day.
Well, that's like before Discord existed, right?
Yeah.
It's also, everyone was saying like, yo, how did Zoom become a thing when Skype was like so far ahead? Like, you know what I'm saying? It already existed, everyone already had it. But fucking back during COVID, Zoom became it.
Probably just marketed it well towards, I don't know.
So where do you find people to like work with online?
Kind of anywhere. It's different. It was different, like when I was just starting.
Yeah.
But I was in like high school, and it's never been like I haven't like tried to pursue like trying to find people. It just kind of happens naturally, you know.
Yeah, organic. Like I've only had to chase out a few people for podcasts. Other than that, it's all like references. It's like, okay, this person does something interesting. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Actually, I want to talk to this person. You know what I'm saying? And it's that kind of pursuit. Or the last one, I just interviewed a comedian. And my friend was like, you find interview comedians, you do fucking comedy. I was like, okay, you're right. Then there's one guy that also had a podcast and posts all his mics. So you kind of vetted him. I showed you my producer. He was like, yeah, this is good. Talk to that guy, but it's really cool. But you've been doing music a while now. How long would you say?
Since I would say before it was serious was like high school. I was just kind of messing around.
No, you know, it's, you
I would like put things up.
Like,
But like immediately after high school, I would say that's when it started to get serious. When I was like, all right, what the fuck does a compressor actually do? Before it was just like flipping through settings or like, I would have like master tracks and then be like, oh, it sounds great, but I didn't know why.
Yeah.
Or I would use like old Ozone presets. I didn't know why they worked well.
No, yeah, it's just like an effect on an amp. You're like, what is overdrive? What is this? What does that do? And it's literally just fucking, and then finally get to the bottom of that in music theory and stuff.
It was like all high school that I didn't really like know too much. I don't think I did. I don't really.
Yeah.
It was like all just like putting shit into Ableton and like seeing what happens. And sometimes it was ordered and it made sense. I would watch a lot of tutorials too.
Oh yeah, YouTube does a lot of that shit. But like, yeah, because I played your shit for my friend who's like, this dude either has really good ears or really big speakers. It's because it's so deep, you know what I'm saying?
What's so funny is I didn't get new speakers till like 2 years ago, and I haven't made too much music on them because I've just been listening on them for like so long, just making sure I know what they sound like. I had the shittiest I got these speakers in high school in like 2012. They were like these little M Audio ones, and I had them up until like 2 years ago. I never like used them to actually monitor sound or like sound design, but I would because I use headphones. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
everyone that actually does shit also, they get the product once and they use the fuck out of it. It's not someone that gets a new thing every year, like, oh, I need a new guitar every fucking year.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
get it and
I'm begging the reps out on this thing. It's getting fucking used. You know, Celsiuses are dangerous though. I drank 2 of those and started having like heart palpitations. I was like watching football and I don't drink, so I try and supplement it. Yeah, I'm drinking out of a can too, man.
why is there 1,000% biotin?
They try and say they're weaning you down. They're like, yeah, it's a diet drink too. So you're cracked out.
I never had
losing weight, but you've never had those?
No, I usually just get a Red Bull.
Oof. Dude, my coworker
I'm
talking
trying
about
to stop, but this is probably worse.
it's, I don't know, Red Bull's pretty bad. My coworker got kidney stones and I've been kind of like scared of them ever since. Then again, I drink a fucking large black coffee every morning, so you know how they get rid of kidney stones? You know what a kidney stone is?
Yeah, how do they get rid of them? Do you just piss it out, right?
You piss it out, it feels like the equivalent of male childbirth, but my coworker's was so big, they had to shoot a laser up his dick. to break it down so
like
that he
Tenacious
could later,
D.
so he could later produce it. But
Oh my god.
so like you started making music 2012. Who would you say like was it always like EDM, dubstep? What would you? I don't want to classify your lane. It feels like landscapes when I listen to
No,
music. It feels like
literally.
you're really kind of building the world. But
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what were you trying to ask though?
who like was? Did you hear someone else and it made you want to get into that? Like
I would say like if I want to go back deep, it's like, do you remember Bass Hunter or like Bass Hunter?
I've heard of Bass Hunter.
It's like that song Dota.
This
I don't know how to explain it, but like,
Yeah.
it was like early UKF.
Uh-huh.
Or, no, I think it was Ultra's label, Ultra Records.
Okay, so it's like British underground music.
Like fucking like Europe dance music, early 2000s
Yeah,
Europe
bro.
dance music. And I didn't know what I was listening to. I didn't even know you could like make it on a computer. This is like when I lived in Florida.
Yeah.
My friends, they would play like World of Warcraft and listen to this music. And
Yeah,
like,
because
I didn't
it's
even know what I was
perfect
listening to.
background noise. You know what I'm saying? When you're How do you stay pumped for a 60-hour raid, bro? You keep that going over and over and over.
And I didn't play the game, so I was just like, listen.
Yeah.
And then I moved here and fucking found like UKF's dubstep channel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that introduced like a lot of the old, I don't want to call it like bro step sound, but it was leaning towards that sound.
Yeah.
It's called like tear out. I think people usually refer to it as like tear out in the dubstep. But then Skrillex like launched his whole.
Yeah, then Skrillex took over the world for 2 years, and people
Right.
often forget about it. But
That was like definitely a catalyst because he had this one video on his channel where he's wearing a GoPro, and he you can see like Ableton on his screen. I was like, what is that program? I
you're like, I need to find that.
because I use FL, right?
Exactly. That reminds me of a lot.
That's
Like,
smart.
because I interviewed Mark Little, and he had like there's a specific machine he used, like a drum machine, and he saw Madlib and all that using, and he's like, oh, okay, I need to go find this. So he saw Ableton on Skrillex's computer, and that was it.
That was like, yeah, I need this program because I like it looks cool, and this guy uses it, and I was like 12. I'm like,
Yeah, and he's the
like
big
every
guy.
12-year-old like is looking up the Skrillex at that time.
Oh, dude.
But it wasn't just him either. It was like there was other like
I listened to Borgore pretty heavily when I had my dubstep phase, but I don't know if that's like.
he was good. I didn't listen to him too much.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't like him, but there was so many things. To
It was
listen to.
basically when I was smoking weed in a car, there was like a certain few kids that played Borgore over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like it's like everyone had their own genres they would jump to. It's like it's interesting because I like music's a good communicator between people. And
Dude,
like,
yeah,
where their
like,
heads are at.
that's how you make like so many friendships. Not even like just art in general.
Yeah,
But
because like it's also a very nerve-wracking thing showing someone music. You know what I'm saying? Especially like your own music in particular, like because. I try to put on a movie for someone, and then it's my 5th time watching the movie, so I'm like, ugh, they aren't gonna enjoy this much. But you know what I'm saying? They can be into it, but it's weird. It's kind of you want a degree of separation there. But did you ever play like actual instruments or like?
I played guitar not seriously for a bit. Like,
I
learned
still play
scales
guitar
in my
not
room.
seriously. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You learn a few bass tabs. Like I learned the one riff, but I never had like the stamina to get through the entire song. You know what I mean? It's just like one cool little trick I like.
Exactly. Or I would like try to like sample it. It was mainly just trying to practice scales,
Yeah.
which gave me a better understanding of like certain flows in music theory. But I still don't really pay attention to music theory too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like mostly all just theory. Like I know the notes on a piano, but if you were like, can you play a song?
Or I remember I'd go to the music store and they'd be like, C sharp, B sharp, give me the other note in this chord. Like, you know what I'm saying? They'd quiz each other on it. And I was just like, no, I just want
I can tell you where the B and C sharp is though.
Yeah,
You know,
I just want to smash on the instrument. But, so, like,
sounds good.
you've been doing live performances and stuff recently?
I've done a handful, yeah, and I have another one coming up in January, which I'm pretty stoked about.
That's gonna be sick. That's really awesome. So, do you book those yourself, or do people seek you out? Like,
Yeah, so I've just gotten lucky. I haven't gone through any process of looking for places to book me
They
because
just
I
ask you?
don't really think I have much reach.
yeah,
But the first one was actually put on. I was actually found for the first one at the Gracefully. My friend Brian Gardner found me.
shout out.
Shout out Brian.
Yeah.
Levitation Jones. He followed me on SoundCloud. And I was like, yo, you're from Rhode Island too. I've been following you for so long and shit. And he was
We're
like,
doing this shit.
he was like, who are you? I'm like, fuck, my bad, I'm Baron. But then he was like, he ended up telling this guy Phil who runs shows about me, and he was like, yo, I want to put a show together, and I'm not doing it unless this kid's on the lineup or something like that.
You know, you need people sticking their neck out for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not like you're showing up and burning the place down.
Exactly. So that was like my first experience. I was nervous as shit. I practiced for like 2 weeks. I was like a fucking lamppost on stage. I was like,
Yeah.
not moving
Because
as
that's the
much.
thing with DJs, they just want you to go like this. So, but when you get up there, is it a lot of mixing live, or would you say like you just pull up with a USB, you have your set together, and like just runs?
Yeah, for that one, I really wanted to like not fuck up. Even though I've been was teaching in my room for like so long, I've been messing around with DJ softwares before I had equipment for like so long, but I just didn't want to fuck shit up. So I was like, I curated it, like I made sure I knew which songs I was gonna play.
Yeah, it's like completely scripted.
Yeah, even if like there was a couple things that maybe I didn't play or played something else, or skipped over something, but it was pretty much scripted. Other than like maybe the transitions weren't exact.
Yeah, because that would make me wicked nervous because like I did karaoke recently and like when there's words on the screen you're supposed to be saying something, you feel comfortable, but the moment they give you like there's like 10, 15-second gaps in the song. I'm just standing up here with this instrumental music playing. What am I supposed to be fucking doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, okay, where's the music? Is it because, you know what I'm saying, you have something to do, a reason to be there, and then without that,
Exactly.
it's gone. Shit. So like, it's EDM shows or raves? What would you define a rave as?
The things that that I'm doing, I would classify it as like, just like run-of-the-mill like a dubstep show, but not it's not like heavy dubstep. So when like the whole Skrillex thing happened, that sounded like it's like a bad thing. Or Skrillex is when
Skrillex ruined dubstep for me.
When Skrillex ruined dubstep for everyone.
No, but like the sound, like if you say dubstep to someone, typically they're gonna think about like that's the larger, harsher sounds.
Yeah, like Bangarang.
Right, or like they'll think about they'll just think about those artists rather than like there's a lot of artists that came before that, like influences that were like earlier. Like these guys like Banga, Scream, Koki, I'm just throwing names out. Skrillex, or influences that like Skrillex was into, like Burial.
Was all that from Europe mostly? Because I feel like the dance hall music, or not dance hall music, that's more like reggaeton, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, this underground kind of club music. Like, I feel like
roots of dubstep pretty much came from the UK. Yeah, I would say there was like a whole movement of like the Jamaican sound moving into the UK that kind of clashed.
No, you had that one song. I listened to like a bunch of your stuff on SoundCloud, but it had that like one reggaeton kind of shit. It was from the song.
That's pretty much So a lot of the artists come from there, or there's a lot of Canadian dudes going crazy like with that sound is nuts. But then the America's known for like the super heavy, like the louder, like heavy bro step sound is what they call it.
Exactly. And I feel like Canada's more primed for that European influence to take hold and be comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like here in America we have so many other cultures that we're more like, oh, what is this?
So it's like it's the stuff I'm doing isn't as hard. It's not heavy. Like I'll send you some examples after.
Yeah.
But it's like definitely more sub bass oriented rather than like the loud like overdriven, saturated sound.
So, next thing I wanted to ask you said you pulled an all-nighter working on the EP recently?
Pretty much just like fixing things up.
Yeah, so you just get locked into a zone and you're like, no, I've got to do this right now.
Yeah, like, if I'll start listening to it and I'll be like, oh, there's a pop there. And then like, I had to send in like -6 dB pre-masters.
Yeah.
And I noticed, I accidentally sent in the wrong ones too, so I had to like update them afterwards. But
it's all
there was like a noise. There's like things I notice after. Like I'll send stuff over and then I'll keep listening to it and like notice like, damn it. Like I'll notice.
No, this is the one now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta fix this small problem, but you don't see it until you send it out. But like when you're depriving yourself of sleep, because a lot of artists do that. Like I remember that they said the dude that recorded "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" was a really big wine guy. He showed up at like 4 a.m. saying, "No, I need to do this right now."
Yeah, because otherwise you'll just forget. Or it's like a math problem. You ever like been you're like halfway through a math problem. Like I'm not in school. I didn't go to school, but I remember this exact feeling. It's like you're like about to finish the problem and like you get interrupted and then you like can't remember.
And you can't get back to that spot where you're ready to solve the problem. Or someone
it's just a flow state thing.
Yeah,
really.
Someone talked to me recently about Einstein. Mm-hmm. He would sleep basically 10 hours a day, but whenever he had a problem that he like couldn't really think of, they say scientists have their best ideas right before they fall asleep or when they first wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So what Einstein would do is he would like
artists too.
Yeah.
He
would sit there with like something in his hand that kind of symbolized the problem and take a nap.
Oh shit.
And then like kind of drop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like his subconscious started working on that, where it's like because that's in his mind as he's going into that subconscious state.
That's like a fucking cool trick. I'm gonna try.
No, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's deep. I gotta try it too, but what am I gonna hold my hand? Like my lips and make jokes. I say I'm thinking.
Literally, you could.
You're like, here's my lips thinking about it. I feel like you could apply that to so many things.
You can apply it to anything, but it's also just, it's are you thinking about it when you go to sleep? Or they say when you truly get articulate in a language, you start dreaming in it.
Yeah.
I wish I could learn another language. I tried many times, but I cannot get that shit to click.
Yeah, I don't. People always say I could learn Russian again since I am Russian, but I don't know about that. They're like, you probably subconsciously could learn it easier, but.
What the fuck are they talking about, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Also,
I was like a fucking like an 8-month-old infant.
yeah,
You know?
those are
Maybe,
my traumas that I suppressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take those up. Start cursing in Russian, but fucking. So with the shows, have you seen a lot of people like doing drugs and stuff there?
Yeah, it's mainly ketamine.
Yeah.
And that's like I don't particularly give a shit if someone does drugs in front of me, but there are instances on people like Twitter where people are talking about how there's like just like zombies at shows, like the whole crowd is just people just zombie the fuck out, or people having to carry their friends out because of cables and stuff.
There's a rapper Joey that does like they're like sleep pits, like where everyone pretends to fall asleep in the thing, but it's ironic, you know what I'm saying? But it's still pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it's that's pretty much like what it is with ketamine in like certain areas, even like Europe. People say like ketamine killed the dance floor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many like things that come through. Each generation will have this thing.
But it's also like, so do you worry about, because I ask people if they think, oh, could you go enjoy that show sober?
Oh,
you know,
100%.
Boring and sober now, but like, and do you worry about the people? Like, have you seen like negative consequences, like someone fuck up the show, or is it just kind of they're nodding out and not being into it? Because I remember I've gone to a show.
I personally haven't, but
Yeah.
there's definitely probably instances, like I'm sure there is shows that are just completely ruined by people not moving at all and just standing there. People talk about it, like I'll see tweets where people are like, oh, people showed out fucking like crazy this night, or they'll be like fucking.
Guys, stop doing heroin, please. I'm watching listening to music.
It's like, why is no one moving? I don't know. Yeah.
But it's also,
yeah,
because I've seen like both ends of it where like, there was a guy clearly on like Molly, I think it was in On Future or something, he's just like jamming like this, and then he starts rolling, like he just has no idea where he is, so he just starts rolling a blunt, like, there's no pit around him, he just starts rolling in the middle of like, and there's 4 security guards there, like, come on, stop killing me. And then, no problem, you're good. And then I went to, forget it was Silent Planet, and it was like a metal hardcore show, and there's just this giant ginger dude, he's like 6'5", wearing Tim boots, but he's going like this, like all in the middle of the pit, and then he was screaming, why go to the pit? It's because you're in the middle of the pit, like fucking, no one wants to catch your boot to the fucking face, bro.
literally.
It's like, I don't know.
I call them like 140 shows, but
Yeah.
I would say they're so much more chiller than like the heavier like dubstep shows or festivals.
So 140 is like a beat signature? Or
Yeah, that's the time. I like to say 140 though because if you say dubstep, like this just sounds like super polished bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like super nitpicky, but
You're allowed to be, you're allowed.
exactly. And a lot of people will classify their tunes as 140 on SoundCloud or stuff, just because it's like you can do so much more with like it's like the dubstep groove, like the percussion. It's all like the percussion grooves and elements that make it like that dub sound,
Yeah.
dubstep sound. And then you can like, instead of having like wubs or sub basses and stuff, you can have like pretty elements in there, and you can go like
Exactly.
you can just go so versatile. Also,
It kind of feels like you have more of a canvas or like
Exactly,
different
yeah.
colors you can use as opposed to being like, no, it needs the wub wub right here, bro, or those fart fucking 808s, whatever the fuck Jordan calls it.
exactly, or like the typical like heavy dubstep like build up words, like that fucking
Yeah, exactly.
It gets so annoying.
It's repetitive, or it's just like, I remember Tyler Grader talking about it, he was like, yo, it's like the same 4 fucking techno chords in every song I hear. It's like shots, or like dude, like, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of like cookie cutter bullshit out there.
And you can kind of trace it all the way back to like, people are like, yo, Blink-182 was in music because they use the same 3 chords every time, the same 3 chords are just
Right.
working every time.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like people bring that argument up with like copyrighted music too. It's like, nah, they're just fucking chords, you know. You can't.
So are you gonna put your, so you're doing a new EP, right?
Yeah, it's like Don already sent it off to the group I'm putting it out with.
You wanna say what it's called?
The name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Cosmic.
Cosmic?
Cosmic.
Solid. When's it dropping?
There's no date yet. Well,
Okay,
there is, but it's in January.
Alright, Cosmic's out there in January, very solid. And now, is that going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, and this stuff? Because I tried finding you on those things, but it's really all only on SoundCloud right now.
It's impossible to find me on like Spotify and Apple if you just type in Baron.
Because there's too many
There's like
Barons.
thousands, so I have to figure that out at some point.
Yeah.
So I'll have to type my name in and then a song.
The rebranding. Jay did it with, he made it J4Y. So you can do like, you know what I'm saying, Xbox Live spellings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's
I
really...
do have an idea,
Ooh.
but it's because like all my handles, I changed all my handles like over the last few months to Baronsonics. It used to be Baron Dub, but
Yeah.
everyone uses like the moniker Dub. They have like there's like 1,000 people that
No,
use it.
Sonics is good. I like it. Kind of, and also it sort of gives the like echolocation feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like no one. I haven't seen anyone with like the name Sonics in there, so like fuck it, it sounds cool.
Yeah. And so it's like a group. Do you like collaborating with other people, or do you hate when other people touch your shit?
No, I enjoy it. It's just like obviously with the right people.
Yeah, it's
You know,
like an
if it's something I
outside
resonate
perspective.
with.
Yeah. Or if you let them get to that step, usually you trust them enough to be like, okay, man, go off. You know what I mean?
Right. But fucking online collabs are like so much more difficult than in-person ones, which I haven't really done at all, I don't think, because there's not many artists around here that I've like that have the same sound.
Yeah.
But like the online collabs, they can go either way because just people get busy
Yeah.
or
Yeah, exactly. And it's also like, what is it, like a Google Doc? You just send like, oh, here's the
some
drum,
people.
so
Dude,
here's
that
this.
can be a huge drama. Some people fucking hate Google Docs.
Yeah.
Some people hate Dropbox. Like Google Dropbox and Google and Dropbox like fight. people like fight over shit.
No,
Like,
we are not collabing anymore. How dare you send this fucking Dropbox ass shit to me?
It's serious, dude. It is cutthroat out here.
Yeah, but it was wild. It's like, no, but watching other people cook was always interesting because I have no idea what's going on, and I just hear the same beat over and over for like 45 minutes. Like, I pull up, it'd be like, Ant pulls up, or it's Ant and Jordan working together, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try and do a podcast or write some stand-up. It's kind of like your friends playing World of Warcraft, and you just listen to the music after.
Right, I'm like, what
think about it.
I'm just here.
Nah, and is there, like, are you chasing a specific goal with it? Like, do you want to like tour? Do you want to have like a song be in a TV show and or a movie?
Right now, I don't know if like, I mean, I've had like super specific goals in the past. I think my goal now is just like actually put out music.
Yeah.
And like
Consistent.
consistently and enjoy the stuff I'm putting out and like hope for the best.
I mean, that's pretty much the way you gotta do it
Right.
at this point, because like,
I'm not too good at marketing, and it's always been like a slow ride. Like I've had this page for like so long.
Yeah.
I've never like been too like I don't know, quick or like
diligent.
hasty
Yeah.
with like marketing or anything like that. I had like a couple like waves where I was like getting like good energy or what do you call it? Good I don't
Feedback.
know. Good feedback.
Yeah,
Like constant
attention,
space.
that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, like constant like a constant pace.
no, and again,
it dies off. And
it's just about you keep doing it because, like, trust me, I've had this podcast like what 2 years now, and like everyone was saying from the first week, do video, and I just started doing video this year, and now as soon as I appease them and say do video, now they're like, no, now you need to make clips and reels, post all those, and it's like, oh my gosh.
There's so many like different avenues of marketing, and like I'll get overwhelmed by it and be like, fuck it, I just want to make someone else do it for me.
Yeah, it's
And
wild.
probably can't.
It's just rough with comedy too. Like previously, like when I read books like from old comedians from like the 90s and 2000s, when they're giving away these like $1 million development deals where they're like, yes, you're an artist, take the money, you can do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Just
back,
hoping they do something with it.
back then, it was like you would send VHSs to get booked, or you would like, if you were doing an SNL thing, you'd call Saturday Night Live on the phone and they'd be like, okay, make us laugh on the phone right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's so much easier than like, now you have to make a TikTok, get 5 million views, fit their aesthetic, not say anything offensive to that person in particular.
I don't know if I want to make a TikTok. I know some people that like market themselves with it, but I don't. I might just stick to like Twitter. Or just hope like the sound plays itself.
It just feels like every social media is a deeper circle of hell.
I mean, it is.
No, like literally, like I post on Twitter way too much. And that shit's pretty deep in hell. You know what I'm saying? It's an awful fucking place.
I love it. Dude. I'm so glad Twitter exists.
Oh, I'm addicted to it, and I hate that it's X now, dude.
Same.
My mom's super into Elon Musk now. Like she just started fixating on him. Like she read his book, and she's
going
like,
through the phase.
"Oh, dude,
Come on, it's a phase."
yeah, we're in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? And my mom's like, Elon Musk says when you turn something off on your phone, they still mine your data. And it's just like, it's adorable. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's I can't explain that Elon Musk is just a weirdo that banged crimes. You know what I mean?
That's fucking hysterical, dude. That's all. Oh my god.
No, but like,
It's funny if it's not at the same time.
that she's like, yeah, Elon Musk has 11 kids. Where are your kids, Tyler? He believes we need to reproduce in order to, because AI is taking over human
Alright,
thoughts.
I want to invite Elon to the Christmas party this year. I'm not coming.
Yeah, exactly. He's that billionaire. He's better than Bezos. I don't like Bezos like that.
Everyone pretty much hates Bezos.
He's definitely listening to us right now, but from just the stories on Twitter of people having to pee in water bottles. Like, I remember someone mentioned that at like the diner the other morning, and I was like, I'd rather work for Elon than Bezos, so I don't have to piss in a water bottle.
Yeah, that's fucking annoying. I would not have to pick in the water bottle at work.
And my boy was like, I hope he's probably gonna trace this because he's a trillion here, but my friend did HR at an Amazon warehouse, and he said he actually had to quit because he was just seeing grown men break down and cry.
Damn, dude, that's just depressing.
You know what I'm saying? Like 40-year-old dudes just like
Just can't do it anymore.
But that's like, they're slowly pushing us into these niches where like if you're trying to just honest work, honest days, pay, blah blah blah, that's Amazon warehouse worker, UPS driver, fucking computer job. It's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd probably break down and cry if I worked at Amazon too, honestly.
Yeah. My friend did a flex driver thing, and he had someone like break into the car and steal packages, which I guess is pretty common.
What can you do at that point? Can you just like...
Nothing. He can take that L, bro. It's not like they don't have more of this shit at the warehouse that they can mail out.
Right.
It's just he might have to give a refund because it's not within 24 hours of clicking the fucking link. It's really crazy though, because actually I went for an interview there. I went to one of the warehouses and it was in the middle of COVID and there's like 500 people in the room interviewing at the same time. All got the job immediately. They're like, yes, you're in. Show up tomorrow. And I was like, I don't want this job. That's the only time I ever curved a job. Sorry, I'm anal and I always feel like it's not recording. No, we're working. We're working.
I get the paranoia about things like that too.
Dude, the amount of times I've like driven down my driveway and been like, the front door's open. Pull back in, go touch the door that's clearly closed, but then I just like, the door's open. My dog's gonna get outside. There are coyotes everywhere. God damn it.
It's like a minor case of OCD.
Yeah, and it could be worse. Like,
Could be worse.
we all
You're
have
just
our
making
own
sure
little
you're safe.
fix. Like, I feel like defining mental illnesses is kind of bad too, because like you aren't allowed to have an interesting personality trait anymore. It's like, oh yeah, voice in your head, you're schizophrenic.
Or people just make stuff up about themselves just to like, they'll come up with like a laundry list of bullshit just to like keep trying to be different.
I'll never forget, I was chilling with my friend who took way too much acid, and he was like listening to Pink Floyd, popping tabs. He's like, bro, I think I'm schizophrenic. I was like, bro, you're listening to Pink Floyd on acid right now. I think this is what happens when you do this combination of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're inducing this on yourself. It's not natural. Like,
I'm going through psychosis right now, boys.
oh.
I'm having an episode.
Whoa, I'm at the Baronsonics show.
I like older bands that like try to make sounds that would scare people out. So like Led Zeppelin used to say that like they would try to
Yeah, they're
scare
trying to.
people.
It's awesome.
Trigger
They're trying
people
to
out.
trigger people. And then,
I love that. I would try to do that with like something louder.
and also, like, fucking, what's his name? Jack Titty, the kid I interviewed last, who was just like, yeah, all that fucking dubstep and house music really came into fruition because it peaked with ecstasy was really clean at that time and everyone had access to it and their minds were more open. Like, you know what I'm saying? It opened the neural pathways to appreciate more things, which was really fucking insane. I don't know, I wasn't crazy about psychedelics and that shit. I only did ecstasy maybe one time. It was just an awful vibe overall.
That's terrible. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
Just regular.
Like, my friends all like chain smoke cigarettes and jumped around to the chain smokers. And I was just they said it was like the best night of their life. And I was just sitting there like, nah, bro. Would rather have had 12 beers, smoke a blunt. You know what I mean?
What a fucking, that's like a such a frat party vibe.
Oh,
I'm not hating, but that's still funny.
Oh, yeah,
that's
dude,
kind of
like-
that's hysterical. Like I can see how it is. That
That's
that's kind of like,
that's the issue is these environments people are in when they do the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the first time I did acid, same thing, like frat party. Like you know what I'm saying? Like 10 people
yeah.
getting blackout drunk is not what the. You want
But I do.
calm
Yeah.
and stable, maybe a movie, like
Literally,
a
yeah.
friend that'll talk. Not a bunch of blackout drunk people screaming. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you can like handle it and that you don't care, but
Yeah.
it's still not ideal at all. I wouldn't do that at all.
Let's see. And also,
A lot of sorry, what were you saying?
no, you go first.
No, I was just gonna say like it's like a lot of people's like first experience with like drugs or psychedelics in general. It's like too much, or in the wrong location, or just combination of both. Too much.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just such a niche thing that someone's like, yes, I got some positive revelations out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I only had like one or two experiences. Also, I was a little more chaotic back then. I was a little more like, had more like self-doubt and anxiety. And later, the only positive times I really had with it was like, okay, I am aligned with my purpose. I'm doing what I want to do in life right now. This is alright. But the other thing is, at least with mushrooms, you can look at it and say it's a mushroom.
Yeah.
But like with acid or any of these other things, bro, you have no idea what that shit is.
And most people don't test their shit. Most people don't like buy like an LSD test kit to make sure that LSD is like the perfect blue color
Yeah.
on it.
It's like, no, actually, yeah, like, and then I remember someone was talking about, like, there's some kind of, like, teacher or something, and they were like, so, you know, I think it's K2 or Spice, like that weird synthetic weed.
That's like a big thing in Europe now. Even though they're like, you should be able to get that shit out of Newport.
Yeah, dude, that shit was like incense that we smoked to get high. It's disgusting. I only did it like twice because my nose started bleeding. I was like, this is not for me.
Not good.
No, it's like my friends were like, you know, we want to pass drug tests, so we're going to switch over to this. It's just not the vibe.
It's so intense. I've heard like so many crazy stories.
It's
My
ins-
friend told me one time he like smoked some with his buddies and they were like crawling back to his house and they got inside and they were like, it's raining inside.
It's just negative shit. But like, what the teacher asked me was, they were like, so like, if you take someone that has never smoked weed before, gave them spice, said it was weed, and then just their entire life they would think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the same thing with like,
person.
yeah, fucking acid or cocaine versus ecstasy. Because a lot of people say they cut ecstasy with meth, but now we're getting deep into the drug wormhole, and I'm not Joe Rogan, so.
Yeah, I don't know too much about drugs. I don't know.
There's not much to know, bro. The people just basically use their body as a carnival.
I just go on Arrowhead.org if I want to find anything.
On what?
Arrowhead.org, have you heard of it?
Nah, does it just explain things?
It's like a massive index of like every type of plant, pharmaceutical or like natural substance or anything. There's like teas on there and stuff.
Oh yeah, chamomile. You know what I'm saying? That shit will
Literally,
buck you
people
up.
like put like their experiences about like they'll be like I drank this tea, or they'll be like I.
Oh, it's like a little reviewer thing.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
There's like health facts about stuff.
Oh,
Kind of wild.
that's solid. No, okay. One last story about drug. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it was like, kid said he would get Adderall for my friend, and so he ran home, got it, and brought it back. And my friend was like, "It's a blue pill, but it looks kind of sus." And then he pulled the pill identifier, punched it in. And this kid was trying to give him acne medication.
People will take anything honestly
Yeah.
if they think it's what it is.
Ugh. It's disgusting. I mean, getting sober is weird, right? It's weird that, like, I'm the weird one for not doing any drugs anymore. Like, sure, I miss weed.
That's not weird. There's a lot people that like aren't in like. It's different like around people that drink a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if there's like you have like a family that drinks a lot.
Yeah.
For sure, they're like outcasts. You're not outcasty, but they're like say shit
Yeah.
in like comments. But yeah, I don't think it's weird if when people don't are sober.
I appreciate that. We also grew up in I describe Newport as a watering hole. You know, that, like, that, Nixon actually called it that in some weird interview where he's saying, like, you'll find the most miserable people in the watering holes in the United States, like New York City, California, and Newport. They just are filthy rich, and all they do is go there to drink and live in squalor and filth. Like, because he was saying, like, honest life is just enjoying your work and working, and these people just have money, so they never had any inclination to work, so they just basically, like,
Or just no creative bone in their body.
Yeah.
Nothing to fucking put their mind
I
on.
like to think everyone has a creative bone, but they just never got nurtured. You know what I mean?
Probably. I mean, there's. Yeah.
Like, I've met someone that's really
Probably.
bad at whistling before and wouldn't stop doing it, but
they're still, you know, using
Like, you don't say
muscle.
they're trying.
They're
Yeah.
trying, that's respectable. Rather than someone that's just like, I can't whistle, I'm never gonna learn.
Like, I wonder how many coal miners could have cured cancer.
Yeah, probably a lot, man, but they just had the wrong upbringing. Or, you know, a lot of it could just be genetics. Some people might just have, like, genetically a lower IQ.
Ooh, yeah. No. This brings me to another thing. Cause so I watched a documentary before I left for Japan called like Hero Dreams of Sushi. It was about this guy that had the first Michelin star sushi restaurant. Tiny ass restaurant, like barely bigger than this room.
Oh, wow.
You need to speak Japanese and get a reservation a month in advance to go there. He basically stands there and makes you 20 pieces of sushi in a row and watches you eat them one by one. It's a very intense experience, but like he said, I dream of sushi. I fucking, you know what I'm saying, go to bed. Everything I do is just trying to refine and change this craft, which is ancient, and I'm putting my own taste into it. But he said when he went and got the Michelin stars were like the highest caliber restaurant. When he got them, he went to France or wherever they do it, and he met a French chef, and he said, this French chef's palate is better than mine. He said, I wish I could taste things at the level this dude could taste it, because then I'd be a better chef.
Yeah, then he would be.
No,
I do think that.
but it's the same thing as ears for a musician. I'm sure eyes or feel for a fucking painter and shit like that. Because we all have brains, and we can all understand.
One thing that's interesting is like color blindness, because there's no like audio. I mean, you can be deaf, but there's nothing like colorblind for their ears, unless you. I guess you could say like getting older and being able to hear less of the frequency range.
Like tone deaf, yeah.
Tone deaf, yeah, that makes sense.
That's the scariest thing. Well, also, yeah, you've met deaf motherfuckers. Actually, everyone in my job walks around with AirPods and you can't fucking get a hold of them choosing to be deaf. The scary thing is these things are going to decline as we get older.
No, literally, yeah.
Like, we're not going to, like, Mick Jagger's out there at 80 still playing music, but his ears are not ones that would. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can like test it out. Typically, like around your 20s, you start, or like late 20s, you start being able to hear less and less of that higher frequency range.
Yeah.
And then it'll eventually, it's just all muffles when you're like 99. Just like, what?
Yeah, it's just shapes and colors, like you're on a fucking DMT.
Yeah, you're just
was
losing everything.
I don't know if it was the Mozart movie or the Beethoven movie, but one of those dudes went deaf towards the end of his life, and he was still trying to compose with the piano, even though he was deaf. So he had like shifted it so he would feel the vibrations of the keys as opposed to fucking. And that stuff's crazy.
Yeah, now I think about it, I don't remember who it was either.
No, but you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what
Right? Yeah.
I feel dumb not knowing.
Don't worry
I'm
about
not dumb, but like, because I watched that movie like a handful of times.
it. It was Amadeus, actually. I think they put
Amadeus?
it-
Yeah,
I
it was
think-
Amadeus.
Yeah, because they put it in fucking chorus class. Yes, we both went to Milltown High School.
Yes,
You
yes.
can trace that.
Fuck yeah. I actually like that movie. I remember people would be in school and be like, fuck this movie, I don't want to watch it. And I'd
It's
be
like,
back like, what
Bro,
do I
you
do?
know what I'm saying? Oh,
We just sit here and watch music history. It's cool.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? You know how intense that had to be? And also, there's more adversity back then. Like, I have a friend who can't hear for shit, but now he has hearing aids. You know what I mean? He has hearing aids so he can appreciate music.
Right.
What do you do before you had the hearing aids? Giant subwoofer in his car, so the whole thing fucking shaked. That's how he appreciated it. But you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now we have all these avenues to be able to appreciate things. Or every time you post on Twitter, it says like alt text, describe it to a blind person. Like all that kind of shit.
I couldn't imagine using an iPhone if I was blind. Like, how do you navigate? Like, go on Twitter, please, and like read 15 posts for me.
Part of me wants to go back to the flip phone so bad. But like I said, if I want to mark myself, want to be better at this, I gotta just do the dance.
That's
On a
true.
little camera.
That's
Right
true.
here.
You could have like have it flip as the main phone and then the iPhone as
Yeah, the trap phone. You know?
or like the business trap phone.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know. Do you scroll a lot? Are you addicted to your phone, would you say?
Probably.
Yeah.
If you had to classify a phone addiction, it's probably something I have.
Yeah, it's bad. Like,
Fine.
I notice when I play video games or like I'm on Twitter too much, like of course I have my affairs where I like delete the app. I'm done for a while.
I've given up on
Clean
that.
brain, you know what I mean? But it reminds me of early on, like I'd have friends be like, they'd post on Snapchat, yo, deleting this app, bye guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Week later, they're back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I forgot about all that shit, yeah.
Oh
I just
my
gave
God.
up on trying, like, don't even fuck.
But-
But it's Twitter mainly, like I'll scroll through Twitter and just see the
All day.
funniest things, like I cannot.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's just like instantly the neurons in my brain fire. Like I'm having a conversation with my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Who's now,
Just absolutely
I guess
dying.
Elon and Twitter are my best friends.
Yeah, it's like that parasocial relationship people you do not know.
And it's also I said when I was playing video games, it's kind of like a scripted conversation that isn't likely to go wrong. Like he's one shot, kill his ass, come res me, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you're exchanging real ideas, but.
You can have like more intense gaming situations.
Yeah.
You just can't have like real conversations gaming and stuff.
Oh yeah, eventually like that's the fun if you actually start talking bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also I played Call of Duty and I said some bad words and then a little thing came up saying we're gonna take away your proximity chat if you say the bad words. And I was like, the West has fallen, bro. Come on.
I haven't even got that message yet. Damn.
Wow. You don't get mad when you die, huh?
Dude, I'm usually top of the leaderboard. No, I'm not that good. I'm pretty.
I get so angry, bro, and that's the problem. But okay, back to if I'm on the screen or I'm using these lo-fi, like simple ways to get dopamine to my brain, I can't sit and read a book.
Right.
I can't like diligently write a stand-up act.
Yeah. You just gotta. It's like the flow state, or just simply getting into it. It's like so hard for me too. Like I struggle fucking just opening Ableton sometimes. I'll just like stare at the icon. And I'm just like,
Not today. But also those days where you don't want to do it is really where you build. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm forcing it out.
yeah, it's when you really should, because sometimes like the most random shit happens. It's like so easy to just accidentally stumble upon a cool idea and then finally like be in the zone.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what sparks that.
That's all we're trying to do is get to that flow state. You know what I mean? Like, and no one can describe. It takes a while. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like I've started going to the gym more. Eventually, like, I don't need to like check my phone to figure out a workout. Like, I know chest tries to do this and this, this and this, this and this, and that's it. You know what I mean? And you're in a flow state. Eventually, you start pushing up more weight. Only issue with that is you gotta eat like a pig all the time, or I'm an irritable piece of shit.
I feel that. Yeah, I gotta start going to the gym.
It's good, man. It's really like.
I've been trying to force myself.
Because really, it's like self-medicating, like it's the organic self-medication, I guess. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. No,
Because before it was just, if I had a bad day, weed. If I need to celebrate something, weed.
right. It's transformative, like literally you watch yourself like progress. It's the cool thing that I need to fucking start doing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's positive too, because like the other thing is like, there's people that are just like, I need to get through this so I can go have a beer. I need to get through this so I can go smoke weed after. And like, that's kind of ruining the whole experience of like, I'm turning my brain off after I'm done with something. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking or workshopping anymore, but I guess you can.
Right.
Getting high going to the gym was fun for a while. I did try and do tequila gym day, that does not work.
Oh my god.
Drinking and working.
Because it's like an upper, I see. Yeah.
No, like tequila, alcohol is awful.
No, it is like doing anything doesn't like it doesn't really it just doesn't help anything at all.
Yeah.
Unless you're like trying to not be awkward with
But
it.
it's wild.
That doesn't help that.
Well, also, it doesn't make things less awkward, it just changes the dynamics. Because like someone suddenly like, wow, you're cool, you're handling that weed really good, can I hit your weed? And then you let them hit the weed and then they start screaming and being like insane. And then they're the weird one for trying to do what you do naturally to just be normal. It's crazy, but what I noticed is I'm a lot more like, I would sit and try and enjoy things that I don't necessarily enjoy a lot more. When I would drink and smoke, I'd be like more stagnant. I'd sit around, like I'd pull up and be like, okay, if I had 6 more beers, maybe this will go well. It won't. Just, you know.
But like it's just your brain just wanting more beer,
Yeah.
I've been through the same thing. It's like, or I've been in like times where I'm like, oh, I can only make a song if like, or like I only want to
If
make
I
a
gotta
song
hit
today.
this on and get in there, yeah.
Right. Or no, it's not even, or even beer. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I only want to make an idea today if I'm fucking drunk or something like that. And then I'll get drunk and then not make an idea. It's like, what the hell
Exactly,
is
it's
that?
like-
Do? But the whole creativity process for like sound or like any creative process really is like you have to experience things to take them in and then be able to like
Yeah.
shit them out in a creative process. You
And-
have to like live
and
like,
it-
have it.
And substance can help, because substance can make you have an abstract view on things or approach
Right.
it in a different way. Like you could just hit 5 buttons on Ableton without thinking about it, and then blend them together with a cohesive mind. You know what I'm saying? But before
If you're like completely relying on it,
yeah,
it'll eventually just down spiral, and you'll be doing nothing pretty much.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's also like drinking to supplement anxiety, and then realizing you embarrass yourself when you're drunk and you're getting anxious. Okay, we have a special guest coming.
Hello there, welcome to the podcast.
Oh no, I think he's staying off camera strategically.
Just the producer coming in.
Yeah. Benjamin, do you have any pets?
Not anymore. I had two like really wonderful Leon burgers that live way longer
Leon
than they should
burgers?
have. Yeah, they're like these massive dogs.
Oh,
They're a
yeah.
cross between like a Saint Bernard and I think a Newfoundland or something like that. But they were like super fluffy, huge. I called them puppies even though they were like this big.
Yeah. But they are that to you, you know what I'm saying?
They are.
This is my child, it's a baby, you know what I mean?
They thought they could like fit under things they could when they were puppies and stuff.
What I saw recently, they were really cool. Well, they just went viral on Twitter or some bullshit. It was like, they're these Russian dogs. They kind of look like greyhounds. They had this like long, straggly hair. And they were like, yo, Pitbull tried to attack mine. And then just ripped it to shreds. Like, it looks like a greyhound, all scrawny and weird and shit like that. But they were used to hunt like bears and fucking wolves in Russia. It's crazy. If you were to get another pet, I think you'd keep going team dog.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I don't have like a gripe with cats or anything like that.
I like cats, but it's like my brother's always been allergic. And so basically, then I'm alien. Not only is my house toxic to him, but I'd be hugging and holding the cat, and then I go see my brother, and now I'm a fucking like virus to my own brother. It's literally.
My mom is like allergic to cats as well, but my older brother has cats.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't give a shit. I think both of my brothers have cats.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit. My
Well-
mom was also like allergic to dogs, but super mildly, so we always had dogs our whole life. It just never affected her somehow. Which is weird.
Yeah, I love animals. They're so great, and they really just teach you like. Everyone says like there's so much in life that you come home like your spouse could be having a bad day, your parent could be having a bad day, your kid could be having a bad day and not appreciate you. Actually, mostly they say your kids aren't going to appreciate you. If you want someone that's happy to see you every time you come home, get a dog.
Literally.
I gotta blow my nose again. I'm sorry to leave you.
No good. I love dogs. I'll see a dog that like just scrolling through the internet and my day will fucking change.
Why do you think like early on YouTube like that was what went viral? Was it's a baby kitten.
It just
Or it's a
activates
baby
those
dog."
dopamine receptors.
Because it's the like also they said we have to nurture these things. Like our brain loves these cute things because it says I need to nurture and protect them because naturally you gotta protect the little things. You can't protect them.
things that are cute. Like the brain sees something that's like cute and small, it just thinks just enjoys that. Fucking just makes the brain happy. It's like therapeutic.
Yeah, and but the only thing that bothers me is like there's people that like get dogs to post them on social media.
And then don't take care of them really, or like know how to take care of them.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Ignorance is bad because like if like you don't understand, I gotta walk that thing. Locking it in a crate isn't really a life, and you wonder what. Our new host, Bentley Van Buren.
The new interviewer.
Yeah, he just stared at me. All right.
Who's loving the 0
So you took vacation in Maine recently, right?
Yeah, for my friend's bachelor party.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good one. You guys are young to be getting married, but I guess I don't know.
yeah. It's been a topic for sure. But yeah, it was fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. So you guys got a cabin up there?
My friend actually rented. Well, they all.
Like an Airbnb kind of deal?
Yeah, it was what's it called? Brentwood Airbnb. So it was like one of those fancy fucking lodges up there. It was so fucking bougie.
Mm-hmm. No, because it's a really cool vacation because everyone's talking about like taking trips and relaxing. They want to go somewhere tropical. They want to fly like across the. Oh yes, I need to go to Barcelona, Spain, or South America, or Peru. And bro, I've got a friend that has a cabin that his family built up in Maine, and they literally go up like every off weekend of the summer.
That's what's up.
Cheapest vacation you can think of ever, bro. It's fucking sick.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got a lot of sick. Just anything up north up there, like the cabins, views are sick.
Like there's a lot of people that say they have like no fascination with that, but there's a lot of peace, and it's like you really just see everything's like a postcard, but you can't really capture it in a picture. It just looks like trees.
Okay.
Did you see any moose?
I don't remember if we actually saw them. We were looking.
Oh, is that good
We never-
vacation, huh?
We were trying, dude.
Yeah.
our friend, we had like 2 cars. Our other like friends in the other car saw a couple. So we were trying on.
Yeah. I was trying to get a picture of them, and my friend describes them as Bigfoot pictures because like you're driving by in a car, moose come out like at dusk, and it's moving at the same time. So you know what I'm saying? It just looks like a complete, utter fucking thing. I know the countdown is fucking a little scary. But you listen to a lot of dubstep. A lot of people that like make music, they tend to avoid the genre they play themselves. They're like things outside of dubstep you like listening to that like you'd say are...
Yeah, of course. I like a lot of different stuff. I like rap, and like disgusting trap music, like Little Tekka type stuff.
Lil Tekka's good, bro. A lot of people were like, yo, fuck him. He's from the suburbs, and like, no one cares where the fuck you're from anymore, bro. Just make the good music.
If I can like picture myself cruising in GTA 5 to it, I don't care. If it sounds good, it's sick.
Dude, that's the other thing. I want... Also, they fucking eroding video games so much.
A lot of like fucking game schools
because
teaching people rolling out there.
Well, also like they talk about the developers are just kind of like, we don't want any accountability. We want to have 4 meetings to get anything done, and then like, well, actually, there's a new game called. Do you PC game or what do you play on? I think it's called Lethal Company right now.
Yeah, it's been blowing up.
Dude, $10. I played it yesterday. It's interesting. The graphics suck. There's no tutorial.
Right.
You
don't really need that though.
Yeah, you just drop into a random open world and you try and collect shit to hit a quota. And what makes it really fun though is proximity chat. You're talking to people.
It's a big thing that makes games so, like battle royales and stuff that have it.
Because that's like the level of immersion now. Because you're with your friends, there's 4 of you, and then one of you gets taken out, and you're like, "Yo, where are you? Yo, where are you?" And then you're by yourself, and you're just talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sells this game, because people are describing Call of Duty has been releasing DLC packs since we were kids. Like, it's not new or innovative anymore. No. It's DLC pack.
People are sick of that shit.
And over and over.
Microtransactions, people are sick of it.
Yeah, because like I remember they tried to do some weird shit. It was called Advanced Warfare. It was like they gave them all exosuits and you could double jump. And you know what I mean? It was cool. Awful reviews. Everyone fucking hated it.
What's funny is like I've been seeing people talk on Twitter now like, damn, why do we all hate this? And they'll like post trailers about it. And, like people be like, I wish I was in a timeline where Call of Duty turned into a Halo game or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool, but it's also...
But people did hate it at the time. I remember hating it at the time too.
No, me too, because I played zombies and I was like, why is the zombie jumping on me from 20 feet away? This is fucking bullshit! But at the same time, it was also... I like that they knew. So like someone there had the idea of, how do we make Call of Duty better? We need to bring it to 3 dimensions. We need to be able to go up and get high ground on each other. You know what I'm saying? And so what that translated to me was like, okay, they had the rough right idea, but they didn't execute correctly. You know what executed correctly? Fucking Fortnite.
That's true.
Build the wall, build a little... I'm above you now, 10 feet!
Yes, this is true. And they just added Peter Griffin. People love that.
Yeah, I can't... Oh, dude, I played that shit last night. I just got back into it.
It's so funny, honestly.
Dude, it's so bad. But at the same time, like...
I'm a big Apex head. If I play video game, all I play is Apex Legends.
Bro, my friend plays it a lot. I couldn't get into it. I tried downloading it. I was just like, it's too much moving. It's too motion sickness.
I hated it at first, and then like I've sunk way too many hours of my life into it at this point.
And then you get good.
Yeah, and then you get good, and then you can shit on people, and you're like, ha.
It's like, I can tell you're good, but you're not this good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can like, if you see someone just running, you can tell like if a team's bad just by the way they're moving around.
Oh, exactly.
It's like so dynamic.
Dude, most video games, it's all about fucking movement and coordination. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I love Apex. You can like bounce off walls and stuff.
Yeah,
I love wall bouncing.
Dude, it's disgusting. I played Overwatch. I had a heavy Overwatch phase for a while. I really liked that.
A couple of my friends did. Yeah. They would always try to get me to play it, but I was like, I don't like it.
Well,
I don't know why.
But
couldn't even name that.
Would you say the Apex community is toxic, or like if you're playing badly or like you don't res someone, do they lose their mind and throw the match? Because that's what the issue with Overwatch is.
I would say most of the time, no, which is really interesting. Like
that's
even,
nice.
Even in like ranked, like in my experience at least, in pubs it's different sometimes. But I saw a statistic like the most typed thing in the Apex chat is like
GG.
Thank you and GG. Yeah. It's like the most typed thing.
Yeah, and they probably can't even show the most typed things in Overwatch because it's so disgusting, bro. It's like, even if like, so it's all specific heroes, and if you move to a certain counter, Like you play something to beat something else.
Yeah.
But if you pick the wrong one, they're like, screw you, no skill, small brain character, you suck, fuck you, your dad doesn't love you. And
There's characters like that in Apex where people will give a side eye if you pick them. Like people typically don't pick cryptos or stuff. Or like you see crypto, that's probably the only thing he plays.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also fun. But like at the same time, you're like, if they're nice at it. Like, if you get really nice at a niche character, you're like, okay.
Exactly. You see someone like rocking the character, you're like, oh, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. He spends way too much time like this character.
Exactly, because you're thinking that you're like, I wish I didn't sync my, like, it's fun to go offshoots into, like, subgenres, or, like, you know what I mean, smaller, more difficult niche characters, because everyone plays the same character, everyone runs Reinhardt. You're not going to be the best one because everyone's playing. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's trying to be that guy.
That's like the same with Horizon and Apex.
Yeah.
I love how the games have like similar dynamics like that.
Uh-huh.
I've always thought Overwatch was interesting because of that, but I couldn't get past the CS:GO style of it, like the team rounds and stuff.
Oh yeah.
If I'm doing abilities against abilities, I need like that, like the long drawn out game.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. But also again, it's all about movement because they make them slow as fuck. So like you die, you have to walk all the way from the spawn, and I remember my friend screaming, "Why don't I have a sprint feature? No. You're a tank, bro. Tanks move slow." Yeah. And it's also funny because like the hate and rage, it feels like today I get to be the guy making someone rage, but you know next week it might be someone else. It's also weird that we're just kind of looking for bots to mine from. Like, we would just want to be able to, like, I stunted on these people, went 10-1, and eventually we're the ones going 1-10. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
It's nice when you go against a team that knows what they're doing. You can tell, like, when you're fighting, like, a squad that is, like, on a similar skill level to you, gets, like, your adrenaline flowing.
I just wish that, like, okay, so, like, basically they figured out how to monetize video games too well, and that's what annoys me. Like, okay, microtransactions. Like, it used to be, like, I still feel guilty about this. I wanted to get a Lego video game when I was a little kid at BJ's, and I asked my mom, and she said no, and I put it in the cart anyways, and she didn't notice, and she bought it for like $40. For like $40.
How'd you not know?
And, you know what I mean? Like, and then I brought it home and played it. But like now, it's like if that 12-year-old gets your credit card and runs it up on V-Bucks, you could lose the house. Literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's like, and it's just because it's hyper exploitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we figured out how to like just take more.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I was like 13, I took my parents' credit card and bought Call of Duty.
Honestly, bro.
They were like, you owe us $60 now.
Hey,
figure that out, Baron.
I'm gonna start streaming. You don't understand. I remember, like, you remember when AMC and like GameStop were huge? Like, they were doing the fucking that stock market short, and this kid put his parents' house on the line for it without telling them.
There's compilations you can watch on YouTube of like absolute like the worst Wall Street bets and like decisions you can find.
Yeah,
it's so funny. You can watch these compilations. I wouldn't say like not that it's funny, but it's more of a learning lesson. But that's just funny. Like, why would you put your fucking house down?
Never bet the house. Never bet the house. It's the same thing as like.
Do not put all your eggs in one basket. It's a very classic saying.
Oh yeah. Do you remember the slots casino before they shut it down? Like, now it's just a big empty building.
Yeah, like I wish they should turn that into like a venue or something.
No, like a really sick venue. I saw an AC/DC cover band there once, but my friend's idea, Six Flags Newport. That would be nuts. Parking lot's big enough. You know what I mean? Where it's like a tube go through the whole thing. But I worked at the 99 and people would fucking work all day, like a 12-hour shift, go straight there, put it all into a slot machine. It's crazy.
It's a bad roller coaster to be on.
It's crazy, but at the same time, we're living in fucking Fortnite skin world. Like, you know what I mean? It's always been the same things. But at the same time, like, so we go through the microtransactions, taking advantage of people with video games. Then you think about.
That's some slot machines too. To go back to that, like the guys who created like the new designs for slot machines. Actually, I'm sorry, the guys that created like social media apps and stuff. A lot of them like reference slot machines.
Dude, because they work.
Yeah, they just keep the dopamine receptors. Like, how can we like they studied that kind of like, how can people keep people locked in like this?
First of all, Get rid of the sun.
Exactly.
No more sunlight.
Get rid of the clocks.
Yeah, they don't know how much time is passing. Everything's okay.
And like people, they try to do that with people's brains, like turn off their brains, let them like.
They successfully
stay
do that with
locked in.
people's brains, bro. Like, trust me.
It's like all the setup to be like that, and video games do it too. How can we keep them locked in to keep like playing a game and buying shit? Because once you get to if you complete a goal, like or like you beat a game, you know, obviously have like no urge to play it anymore. It's just dopamine receptors working in action.
It's like
you're like, I want this, I want to get here, and then when you finally get it, you're like, I'm done.
Exactly, and it's so crazy because like I remember Pokemon. Pokemon is like a crazy RPG. You know what I'm saying? It's like a profound RPG. They created this culture that made Pokemon Go, blah 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 blah. After I beat the Elite Four, I'm done. I'm not filling out that Pokedex, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and then like if you go online, you find I'm doing a Nuzlocke. I'm fucking filling the Pokedex, all this shit. And that brings you to like streaming, and people want to watch people doing hyper difficult streams. Like, it's, I don't know, somehow deriving their ability from them, or saying you suck. I could do better, but I'm not streaming.
Or they do it.
Yeah. Do you ever live stream yourself making beats and shit? I've seen people do that, but it seems so strange.
I've been trying to get into live streaming or do something with it. I'll probably do mixes. But I have to like get a camera or something or set it up, or I guess I could do it on my phone. But my room's not really pretty. I have to like make a setup.
People like nice. Shitty rooms, bro.
That's true. They do like the messy, authentic bullshit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy's in a basement. This beat's gonna go crazy. There's graffiti on the wall, Bentley. Sorry, am I getting excited? You want to go outside?
I did do like back in the day, like when I was in high school. Or I guess we were in high school. My brother, older brother Max, would always tell me to stream on Twitch. He'd be like, stream on Twitch, stream on Twitch. I mean, if you got in there early enough. And I did like a couple times, but my audio was just always. I had like a shitty mic that couldn't, like that didn't work at the time. And it wouldn't give you the depth you needed and shit. It also, it would just like clip, I don't know how to explain it. It was like, there was like a clip that would just always happen. It was like, it would just cut it in and out. And then my bit rate wasn't good. My computer wasn't power enough to stream and stuff. Yeah. But now I could probably like stream like a DJ mix or something. Yeah. Which would be really nice to like help me get myself out there. No, I see a lot of people doing that. Like, I was walking in Brooklyn and there's a weird just studio space with a wide open door. I just walked in, it's just like a microphone and a DJ setup. It's also, I'm surprised they didn't get it all fucking robbed. But it's just like, oh yeah, we just invite guest DJs in and have them do shit. And fucking, and it's cool because I see a lot of that. But what's the one in England you were talking about? Oh, Mode Radio. Mode Radio. So do they do like the live, like they show you mixing and shit like that? Yeah, they'll have people like that like send in their own videos if they're doing like a mix for it, or they have like their own space as well. Yeah. So it's kind of a combination. Or they'll just do like just audio mixes. Yeah, because that shit's cool. And then it's crazy because like I see these people like. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so there's so many DJs, how do they make a living at it? How do they like... Most fucking don't, most have side jobs. Yeah, exactly. Even people that are touring, a lot of the touring DJs, especially in the deep dub. Yeah. Like, if you want to like make it big in DJing, you make techno or like house music. Yeah, like you sell your soul and you're like, this is the shitty art, and this is the passion. It's not even technically shitty, like if you like it, there's a lot of good like house music. There's so many different genres to it too, like progressive house, Afro house, fucking disco, like so many different avenues, just like there is with drum and bass. But typically, if you're trying to, if you want to make a living DJing, you're gonna go into techno pretty much. Exactly. But because there's just not enough people and like not enough and also festivals and money for like, because a lot of the money goes straight to like headliners making like $200,000 a show at like the Brostep festivals, like Exorcism's Lost Lands and stuff, and it'll be the same headliners every year. It's a huge like money business. And if you're lucky, they pick you up and let you open, and then you can do your own little circuit. It's like all agencies that all correspond with each other, and also I feel like I said, this generation of like we have everything, instant gratification, it's all right there. People can listen to it in their room and jump around without the fear of someone judging them, so they're kind of scared to have to go to a show. Jump around in front of people. And that makes me sad though. Like I wish people weren't scared of that. You know? Yeah, I just wish we were all like more comfortable. But it's really like a lot of it's just our own personal anxieties because we're in like a microscope generation where everything you do is scrutinized. Like, no, literally, yeah. Or people are worried about how they look online and shit. Yeah, because also it used to be like if someone had a VHS recording of you jumping around at a show, it was considered legendary. It's like, whoa, he was there for that. That's so cool. He's into it, and now it's like. Yo, why is he going that hard, bro? You know what I mean? People don't typically like frown upon like you enjoying yourself at like these events that like you'll find yourself like very welcomed. You know, people.
Yeah.
A lot of the people are very similar. You know.
Exactly, and it's like that anxiety lives inside of our own heads, and
Exactly.
a lot of it's about like self-view and self-perspective. You know what I mean?
No, literally.
Like I'd be having like the best sets of my life, and fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'll do good on stage, and I'll be like hypercritical. I'll be like, that sucked. That was not good at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I'll get off, and someone will be like, yeah, it was okay. You did good. Blah blah blah. You gotta give yourself credit, man, because if you are hard on yourself and you never give yourself the credit, then who's going to?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Or like if you are doing things and you're not like looking back and reflecting, like you may not see like progress that you made. So
Exactly.
It might not. Like, that's a good thing that can like help you get better.
Yeah, because I'm sure looking at your early mixes, you're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing now is so much better.
Yeah,
Now
shows
it's
growth.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I used to be disgusted looking at like my little mic sets, you know what I mean? And now I look back and I'm like, that was funny.
Right.
That was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People always say like, don't delete your old ideas or. Yeah.
Oh, never like throw away your notebook, never erase it. And that's the other thing. Like people just fucking delete things off their computer now if they don't like them. And again, Mark Little was saying like he was like I had all these melodies and I just had no idea what to do with them until 3 years later I have this new skill set. I can go back and fucking use that shit. But it's like these people build like rosters of DJs that they send to shows. Is that like?
I guess it's probably. I don't know exactly how the like I'm not too savvy on like the actual music business side of things, like the top, like the high end.
Yeah.
There's other people that can explain it better than me, but there are like DJs that are like super popular that like, especially in house music, you'll see the same like lineups every year at big like massive EDM festivals. It'll be like Afrojack and like I can't even name all these guys because I don't listen to it anymore. But in on a lot of like the super large scale like massive festivals, you'll see a lot of the same guys over and over and over again, and that's like where all the money is. They're getting paid like so much fucking money, and like
they don't even know
there's
what
just
to
not
do with
enough.
it. They just show up to do this to pay their bills, and
then like smaller underground acts don't get paid enough, or there's not enough money to go around for these festivals to sustain themselves, or there's too many, it's too saturated, so no one's making money.
yeah, because okay, you're trying to get a festival going, you can't afford to pay that major headliner, and then that doesn't. Even if you have good acts, they aren't well known and they aren't bringing the people into the seats.
Right.
The major divide I see between like people doing creative things versus people that are like just, I don't want to say existing, they're just, it's a good thing to live a normal life and stuff like that, but they just don't understand spending money on it. They're not like, why are you going out and getting a canvas and these pencils and these Sharpies, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really get the use of money because money is like life force now.
Right.
I'm going off on a tangent. So you drink coffee or is it just all energy drinks and shit?
I've been trying to like stop drinking them in general, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, just for like a multitude of reasons. Even though I enjoy them so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably come back to them, but
I mean, it's just when you need it, really. You know what I mean?
precisely, like I would have a Red Bull pretty much every weekend at work when I was doing catering.
Yeah.
And it's like one or two each day.
Oh, dude, bro pulls up with a 12-pack of Red Bulls, our mouths start watering
Yeah.
because it's like, you know what I'm saying, as soon as you get to that 8th hour and you got 4 more,
You
you
need it.
need that fucking shit.
But I've been like pretty much trying to. I haven't like been doing like sugary drinks either. Like been doing zero sugar drinks.
Yeah, I remember Jordan used to drink like 2 monsters a day, and then he stopped for a long time. And I FaceTimed the other day, he's got a monster in his hand, and I'm like, oh, you relapsed! Oh my gosh! We're back to Monster Jordan!
Relapsing. I'm sure I'm gonna have my cheat days where I like have a sugary drink.
Yeah. My friends do like the G Fuel mix and shit too, which I don't feel like G Fuel's meant to be consumed.
I've never even had it before.
It's one of those weird products that's like meant to be sold, not consumed. You know what I mean? It's like
It's
crap.
like behind you. It's literally a billboard. Have you had it before? I've never even tried
G
it.
Fuel, yeah. Well, it's basically scoops like pre-workout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know it's like powder, but does it taste good or not?
Yeah, it's good. They got a bunch of flavors, but again, it's fucking terrible for you. It's giving you kidney stones and all this other bullshit.
Awful. Yeah, I don't want kidney stones. It scared me.
What was the first concert you remember going to?
The first concert ever, I think it was Logic in Providence at the Social Club. I'm pretty sure it was Logic.
Fire!
Right? That was sick.
I will say I never really listened to Logic's music. but it's hilarious.
I like his older stuff. I really liked because at the time I was watching college montages, and like FacePlan was like putting all of his music in the videos.
That's their boy. You know what I'm saying?
They were like coming up together.
I miss that shit, man, because it used to be like, if you had a Thrasher magazine subscription, they'd send you like a DVD with skate videos on it, and then that would have music on it, and then you'd be like, oh, this is cool music. Or if you played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
I was just gonna say a lot of those old games.
Yeah, Rage Against the Machine. Or you said driving around in GTA, listening to that fucking radio, bro.
Yeah, I don't think about like how many of my early influences in music came from like playing Vice City as a kid. It was the first game I ever played. Was Vice City.
No shit.
I was in like first grade.
Yeah.
And like my mom sat me down for
way
my brother's.
too early.
Yeah. I was like bored one night, and she's like, "Oh, let's go set up your brother's PlayStation."
Yeah.
And I popped in Vice City, or she popped in Vice City, and like the intro. She's like, "Oh, you press X to get in the car. All right, have fun." And then I was going around like hitting people. And then eventually she caught on. She's like, "Oh, you can't play this game unless you have nothing in your weapon wheels." My brother would come in and make sure I had.
So now you're gonna just give them hands on sight, bro.
Exactly. Or just drive around and listen to tunes, which is what I
It's
do.
amazing how she had to drive around. She saved you from a life of crime and gun violence.
Dude, I'd hear my brother like coming up, like down the room and be like, "I gotta die real quick so my fucking weapon wheel clears."
Yeah, exactly. It's just so funny that she was that aware into it and present to be like, oh, I see that rocket launcher. You can't use that to kill the people.
At first, like, she had no idea what the game was, I don't think, because why would she, like, sit me down, like, first grade and set me up with Vice City?
Dude, it was such a
It
beautiful...
changed my life.
It was such a beautiful thing when I would, like, being 14, 15, going to GameStop, and then seeing kids try and persuade their parents to let them buy games that are M.
It's hysterical.
Dude, it was like, I remember it was my friend Carlos said fucking God of War. He wanted to get God of War. And he's like, Dad, but it's God! It's God of War! It's incarnation of our Lord and Savior, but it's Kratos having sex and killing.
Literally. It's slightly religious.
It's slightly religious, there's themes. Come on.
Yeah, then my mom didn't let me play Grand Theft Auto after that. It was my dad who would let me. He was like, "Don't tell your mother, but you get San Andreas." I was like, "Let's go, Dad. You're a G."
Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up here if that's cool. Anything else you want to plug?
My Twitter, Instagram, Baronsonics.
Baronsonics.
Yeah, SoundCloud.com/ubaron.
Bang.
Yeah.
And the album January?
Yeah, it's January towards the end.
Cosmics.
Cosmic. Maybe I'll change the name to Cosmic Drift.
No.
I don't know.
Sonic, Cosmic. Right? We'll work it out. You know what I'm saying?
Something
Okay,
like that.
Kevin, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you. I'm Tyler. And
Yeah.